This is Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
My name is Callie Hurd, and I like to give, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I like to first give honor to God, and I'm gonna let you know, when I went on this journey, and God showed me when I first went to the trekking event at Fort Pillow Museum, I lost my telephone. And I'm one of these people that I go and seek of my purpose. And when I lost my telephone, I found out about Fort Pillow. I didn't know that they had people buried in the Memphis National Cemetery. But what I did know is that when I found out that they were buried there, that I wanted to do a memorial. So our first year in 2016, we did a memorial, but we were on the wrong side of the cemetery. So in December, around December of 2016, Lyndon Comstock called me and said, "Ms. Hurd, I know where the bodies are. In fact, it's 109 remains." And I followed the track because I don't believe that nobody is insignificant. Even if you pour it, I keep your stuff, and people call me the junk magnet, because if I can't see it at that moment, I keep it in my stack to see later. So I followed through on what Lyndon told me. And the significance of one of the biggest things that I found out from Fort Pillow, that I found out I had a great-great-grandfather that was part of the Union. And he had two brothers. And one of the brothers died in Vicksburg. So I had the spirit of my ancestors wanting me to know about my history. And through Lyndon, I found out 400 around the clock of my mother, father, and all of them. Even found out that I had many white ancestors, many mulatto ancestors. So when I did this project, it wasn't about a color, it wasn't about making a statement, because history teaches you what you should do. History is not judging people because you're blaming them for what their ancestors did. Then you're not doing history, then you're not learning. So when I did this walk of faith, because we didn't have no money, I did what my preacher said, that if you believe something bigger than you, you do the works and it will come true. And one of the persons I have to really give tribute to is Mr. Joe Williams. Because without Joe Williams, he gave us about 65% of our funding. Because the universe lined us up in 2016 to connect, because in 2000, he found out about his great-grandfather. And he made a pledge to himself that his grandfather would never leave the earth without people knowing who he is. And you know, the good thing about it is that when we connected, it was like we had been knowing each other forever. Even though the other people thought I was weird and crazy or whatever when I was doing my stuff, he always said, whatever you think you have to do. He always supported. And when the time came when we planned on the marker, I said, God, you know that if we're going to do this marker, we have to have the best of the best. And God gave us Dr. Bobby Lovett. He gave us Andre Ward. Andre Ward is the author of The River Run Red. Dr. Bobby Lovett did his dissertation on Fort Pillow. We had Leonard Comstock, who was a world-renowned grave finder of Civil War veterans, African-Americans' graves. We had Dr. James Golson. We had Ron Hurd. We had the descendants, and we had God on our side. So when we got our documentation, and also one of the biggest person we had on our side was Amanda Rose of the cemetery. Because without her, we wouldn't be here anyway. Because she believed in what we were doing, and she knew we wasn't doing it because we were trying to point fingers, because this is not about pointing fingers. This is about people that during the battle cry of the Civil War, they said, remember Fort Pillow, right? But for 151 years, right in the heart of Memphis, we never remembered them. We didn't even know where they were. But when you think about history, how can you teach people history if you don't go back into the past? And the past is not meant to point fingers. It's meant for you to engage. Think about it. If the Jews had stopped teaching Holocaust to their kids, what would they be? They don't teach it so they can say, let's hate the Jews. They say, you'll never want to be in that position again. So what I'm teaching us is that when God has a plan for you, he would take you from anywhere. Because just like Jimmy Ogle, we didn't know each other, but I feel like I've been knowing him for a lifetime. He was like one of the people, like my guy. When Callie, this is what you need to do, and this and that. And remember, it's not personal, it's the history, right? And we're not trying to point fingers. And like I said, in this day, because if you look up at the skies, the heavens are open. The weather is here not because it's supposed to be cool. It's because the spirits are here watching you and thanking you. Because this right here, if I told you everything that happened in this past, you'll say, she must be lying, because everything is supernatural. It was meant to be. And all the people here, you're standing the gap for the world. Because my people say, you don't have to have 1 million some people here, but you got to have those believers that are interceding for them. And y'all are interceders. And if y'all look at y'all history in the past, it was something that you asked, and it said, well done, be here, because you have always been givers. So when y'all look at this, we're not going to read it to you, because I believe that when I do something and I want to see something of greatness, I want to absorb it in my mind. So when we unveil it, we want you to read it, because when you see those words, you'll say, wow, did they do that? No, God did that. Because when you think about it, how can me, Callie Hurd, produce this without God? You know what I'm saying? And I thank God for taking me on this journey. And like I said, one of the biggest things is I learned my history. And I think what it's trying to teach us is that if we're going to be mad at each other, learn your true ancestry. And when you learn your ancestry, you can't hate a person because of the color of their skin. You can't hate them because of what their ancestors did. You can only do like Martin Luther King. You have to judge that person on their character. And when their character show that they are what you think they are, let it be. But we need to learn from this, because this is here because we want you to come here and remember that, you know, the question that Kanye West said, is slavery by choice? Well, yes, it's by choice when you look at this is the foundation of choice. Because if they had said, I didn't want to do it, because they knew when they stepped in there that they probably might die. But they was willing to end slavery for the future. And when you have a purpose, it's not about you, it's for what's going to happen generations to generations. Just like that little girl right there. She might be sleeping, but Joe Williams told me that people used to tell people at 3 their history, and they maintain it for a lifetime. So she's of greatness. And she's not here by accident. She's ordained to be here. So with that said, and I know y'all want to see the plaque, I give honor to you all for coming, and I thank y'all for being warriors of freedom and believing in people. Thank you.